What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in regards to the brand new Battlefield game, gotta be honest with you guys, I think that this new Battlefield has proved something massive to the overall gaming scene. And I really hope that they stick with it because someone has to put their foot down when it comes to the looks of a lot of these overall games. If you go anywhere on social media, you'll see a lot of people saying pretty similar things. Like, for example, I saw this by Big Fry over on Twitter saying, I think this is confirmation that these teams need to start delivering on what gamers are asking for if they want to be successful. The reception to the reveal has been great so far. Deliver on it now. Or even this post right here from Teabag Gaming saying, this already looks so much better and more immersive than Battlefield 2042. I know a reveal trailer doesn't mean much anymore, but if Battlefield 6 stays with this aesthetic, I'm gonna be very happy. And this is literally exactly how everybody on the internet is reacting to this overall trailer. I have not seen anybody say, oh my goodness, it's not flashy enough. Oh my goodness, where are the skins? Where are those crazy bundles? Everybody, when I say everybody, I mean everybody online, is praising this trailer for looking like an actual military game. I never thought I would see the day, if I'm going to be honest with you guys, because I thought that that trend was slowly fading away with how Fortnite is dominating and Call of Duty is starting to, drastically switch over to those vibes as well. I was just kind of ready to hang it up and say, you know what, maybe people just don't want that anymore. But seeing how popular this game is becoming just based off of the trailer alone, and then seeing the reception from the overall audience is just, it's a breath of fresh air, and it gives me a little bit of confidence and hope that we might be able to see this implemented in other games and other franchises as well, as long as Battlefield can actually turn out to be, decent here, and it's not going to be another 2042 scenario. But it even comes down to a lot of the Call of Duty creators as well, ladies and gentlemen. It's wild to see. But every single, news page or anybody who covers Call of Duty information has been following Battlefield 6 down to the T. I mean, all the information that's dropping about this game, all the leaks and all the official launch dates and all the beta information. And a lot of these Call of Duty creators are getting invited down to the Battlefield events. It's kind of wild to see everybody moving over to this game just because of vibes alone. Over half of the people complaining about the Call of Duty situation who are, really deep into that community and don't really play anything else, are pissed at the cosmetics. That's why they're hyping up Battlefield 6 to even begin with. Now, I said this before, and I'll say it again. Battlefield 6 is not going to be competition to COD whatsoever. We can talk the talk as much as we want, but BO7 is going to sell, even if it's the worst game known to mankind. That's how Call of Duty works. So whenever you go ahead and see anybody comparing this new Battlefield game to Call of Duty and saying it's going to mop the floor with the franchise, no. That's not the truth whatsoever. But what really matters here is the amount of people who are pushing for this direction and are pushing for a game to actually maintain those vibes. That is what truly counts. And the fact that all of these Call of Duty pages are saying that, this looks amazing. All of the comments under those pages are saying this is the direction that they wish Call of Duty would push in. All of this stuff is confirmation that there is a solid foundation of players who are craving for games that just look normal. And it gives me so much hope for the future, especially if Battlefield can actually put a dent into the FPS scene and come out positive as well. If this game is actually good and it could get backed up by people and people enjoy it genuinely and they make money out of their store off of cosmetics that actually are a bit more grounded yet flashy, that could really send some waves in the FPS scene to prove that you don't need to take the Fortnite route. Always going Fortnite style is not always the smartest decision. I've said it many times before. A lot of the stuff that has been introduced into COD, like Beavis and Butthead, American Dad, I like these shows. I have nothing against them. But these are weird collabs for a game like Call of Duty. I could see those collabs elsewhere. Imagine those collabs in GTA, for example. That would be pretty funny. Or any other cartoon style game that could really, fit it into the atmosphere. But Call of Duty, since the beginning of time, and the same thing with Battlefield since the beginning of time, have always had those military aspects. They might have some cool skins to put on your weapons, but at the end of the day, when it came down to the soldiers that you're playing as, you could see and sense the fight that you're actually in. Also, let's go ahead and look at some of the comments on the official trailer for Battlefield. This is, also another talking point that I wanted to share with you guys because I thought, again, it's pretty awesome to see so many players spamming this under the official trailer because we know what we want out of this game. First and foremost, by Muwax, or however you pronounce their name, No clown skins. Let's keep it grounded. Dice, please. 94K upvotes. That's a lot of people who are agreeing with this statement, and that's only the people who went ahead and saw this comment or even checked out the trailer itself, not including everybody on Twitter, everybody on any other social, spreading their passion for why they don't want those insane skins within the game. Or even the next comment here by Penguin saying, no absurd skins, no maniac movement, please DICE, please, just give us the Battlefield 3/4 experience. 19K upvotes on this one. Once again, very impressive. And that's another talking point that I wanted to share. The movement in a lot of these games, tack sprinting and all of that extra crap. All of these things I think the community has been begging for ages in all of these titles, Battlefield and Call of Duty. We want to see a return to a more basic style game, and it's sad because these basic style of games aren't slow, they aren't milsims, and every single time you bring it up, people always think that's what you want, but it's not. It simply isn't. All the classic Battlefields like Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, even before, even the Call of Duty games, COD 4, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, they didn't have tack sprinting. They didn't have a limited sprint. They didn't have any of that noise. Well, Battlefield had a limited sprint, but you get what I'm talking about. Old school classic COD. These games had more simplified movement, which introduced a very interesting pace that was addicting. It wasn't bad. It was very fun and still extremely fast paced. And I think people just want that back. They want those games that weren't overly flashy, that weren't overly, crack-headed out. You know what I'm saying? I have nothing wrong with movement shooters. Don't get me wrong. I love movement in games. Like Titanfall, for example. That movement is addicting. Learning how to portal and splitgate, absolutely love it. All of the above, I enjoy. But in a game like COD, I do like that old school classic flow. There's a charm about that flow that honestly I don't know if we'll ever get back, but when it comes down to Battlefield, it seems like the community isn't going to let this one pass. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Every single time they go ahead and try to incorporate some type of crazy movement into Battlefield, the whole community begins to lose it. And when Call of Duty tries to go ahead and go back to their roots, like with World War II, for example, everybody complains to the point where they have to overhaul the game and add in a limited sprint. Or Modern Warfare 2 2022. Again, I understand there's a lot of stuff wrong with that game, but not having slide canceling and stuff like that wasn't one of those issues, but it was for the community. Everybody complained how slow it was with no slide canceling, the movement wasn't fast enough, so on and so forth. But again, going back over to Battlefield, that's just not how it goes. You saw 2042. People just didn't play it, The Battlefield community does not play. And again, going back to the main purpose of this whole overall video and the reason I'm showing you guys all of this information and all of these posts is because it's proof that the community wants something exactly like this. And I feel like a lot of the industry, a lot of the community in this industry have been convinced that if you don't go the Fortnite route, you won't be successful. You aren't going to have a solid game that's going to turn out amazing. But this trailer right here and the reception from the community proves the exact opposite. You go under any Call of Duty trailer and it's just people spamming saying, oh, this is not how it's going to look. 1 month later, we're going to be running around as Nicki Minaj. So on and so forth. Nobody believes it. Nobody's convinced. And it's nothing but negative reception. Yet over here, a game that is pushing for those vibes, that is trying to give you those military feels with arcade gameplay, it's being praised so heavily and people are begging DICE to keep this within the game and not screw it up. I think this is pure utter proof that this style is popular. And again, as I stated, it makes me extremely happy because I was one of the people that was slowly becoming convinced that we aren't going to be able to see any other games that take any other route besides the Fortnite route, because that is the most popular route. If we can have some other games stand out a bit and prove that you don't have to go that route and you can still shine and you can stay true to your roots and, be successful. If we can get some more examples of this, that would be phenomenal. But as of late, you don't really get that. You get nothing but trend chasers, and sadly, it kind of weighs down on the community and convinces us that there's no other options and no other ways. So hopefully DICE doesn't screw this up. I do have some faith in them from all the gameplay, the leaked footage that we have seen for the months that Battlefield Labs have been going on. It just showcases nothing but, fun, good gameplay, and hopefully that transfers over nicely when we go into beta. Every single person that I've heard from that has played this game loves it, And I'm hoping that I can feel the same exact way when we can hop into the open beta and try it out for ourselves. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, go down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this overall video. And do you also believe that Battlefield is proving to everyone right now that you don't need an overly flashy game to get sales? Do you think that they are going to start a wave, a new trend, that you can stay true to your roots? Or do you think this is going to be a disaster? And more than likely, EA behind the scenes probably has tons of crazy wild skins waiting to shove them into the game a month down the road. Do you think EA will do us dirty like that, or do you think they'll listen to the community and truly keep it grounded? But ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post to your daily at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. Battlefield, Call of Duty, Apex, Splitgate 2. You best believe I talk about them all on this channel. And we try to keep up with as much variety as possible. So, of course, you guys know on, YouTube, it's not the most popular thing in the world. So if you guys really want to be notified for any of these videos, you gotta hit that bell, because the homepage will probably absolutely ignore everything I post because it doesn't really know where to put someone who posts about so much different content. But for the people who have been tuning in, it seems like you guys are loving the variety, which is encouraging me to go ahead and continuously keep on pushing. So we'll see where it goes. But again, subscribe, hit that bell. And last but not least, if you guys are interested in my live streams, I stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch, starting between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And today we're actually going to be playing some Helldivers 2 on stream. So if you guys want to watch me hop back into that experience and see what's up, you can find a link to my Twitch channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace out.